landing sites after a long
even made
wait.
a stop in Singapore. CGTN's Martin Lowe tells us more about the meeting between Wang Yi
An
and
ex-addict
Thailand's
is
Prime Minister.
helping others fight drug addiction
Well, high on the agenda,
Kenya.
not surprisingly, was inter-country cooperation continuing in the battle
A
against
lawmaker
COVID-19.
is leading a response
And,
campaign in
particular,
supporting flood
schemes
victims
to
in
create
his constituency.
avenues to allow business
This and more
people to
coming
travel
your way
backwards and
on
forwards
News
between
Desk.
China and Thailand. Two schemes are on the table. One is to allow men and women.
This is
to
Africa
go
TV,
backwards
and many
forwards. That's called
thanks for
Fastlane.
joining us.
There
I
is a
am Amadou
parallel scheme
Kante,
for
and
goods
now
and
the news
commodities
in
being
detail.
called Green Lane.
Now, the
Now,
Gambia
sticking point
Ports
is that at
Authority
the moment,
ferry
people coming
services
into Thailand
has in the
have to go
past
into
battled
quarantine
with
for
all ferry
14
landers
days.
and
Now, there's
rams,
already a meeting
leading to
planned
numerous
shortly to see if
accidents
that could be
rather,
reduced to
which
10
sometimes
days or
claim
even
lives.
7
To
days.
avoid,
But the two leaders were
the
told
continuous
that businessmen have been
occurrence of
asking for
such
quarantine to be
preventable
abolished
disasters,
altogether
the management
for
of
them. And
GPA
course,
ferry
that's gonna be
services
difficult
desired to
implement
passage
at
new
this time.
landers that will
Staying
soon
with
be
COVID,
installed at the
they
terminal.
both, had,
Ibrahim John has
discussion
more
about
details
the
of that in the
progress
story.
being made by China in developing a
Mamadou El
vaccine.
Sanyang, the
And
public
it was
relations
discussed that,
officer of the
it's
Gambia
now at the
Ports
stage in
Authority,
China where
told
human
iAfrica
testing is
TV
taking place.
that new
As soon
landers
as that
have been
vaccine is
secured for
available
the
for
Banjul
distribution,
Bara
China has
terminals.
already said that it will be made available to countries here in
new
Southeast
landers
Asia
that
as
will
a
replace
priority.
these old ones,
And there were
because
also
that is what will
discussions
last.
about concern
so
across
that
Southeast
is
Asia,
why
particularly in
the
Vietnam,
management
at
of
very
GPA
low
in,
levels of water in the
let's
Mekong
say
River
2020,
over the last couple
coming
of
from
years and
2019,
how that
coming
can
from
be addressed.
2020,
China,
they
for its
engaged
part,
the
has said that it will
Ghanaian
make
shipyards,
available to its neighbours its
experts to come and
hydrological
make
data on
an
water flows in the
underground
Mekong River
on how
to
to
throw
build new landers
greater
that will suit
transparency
our
on this
operations.
issue.
And thank God,
That
the
was Martin
contract
Lowe
has been
reporting for
signed.
us.
And
Well,
today,
fighting
as we
poverty
speak,
in Tibet
you know,
has
the
been
landers are
difficult
already
because of its
delivered
unique
in Banjul.
geography. But local
The
officials
GPA
say they've
public
had a
relations
series of
officer
successful
said the
projects
old
in the
landers
Tibet
that were
Autonomous
built
Region.
43
Yang
years
Chengchi has
ago
this report.
had undergone series of
Absolute
maintenance
poverty was
in the past.
successfully eradicated
Remember,
in
these
Tibet in
landers
2019,
were there
said officials,
since,
and the government is
1977.
building on this major
And,
milestone this year.
these
Tibet's
old
harsh
landers that are
geography,
there,
high
since
altitude, and cold
1977
climate
they are there,
make it
and
one
that
of the
will tell you
most
that,
difficult areas in
these
China
landers
to
are
combat
poor.
poverty.
But what the management
By the end of
the
2015,
GPA does
officials
is
say
to
more than
keep
70 counties and
rehabilitating
districts
them.
were
I
impoverished
think the
by
last
national
time they
standards,
were
and
given
over
a
600,000 people were
rehabilitation
living under the
was
poverty
in
line.
2007.
But that's all changing,
You know,
and
that
fast.
means most of
Through
the
a slew
parts
of
the
support
landers
measures,
were
the
changed
economy
to
of the autonomous
but,
region is
the
rapidly
management
growing.
of the Gambia
In
Ports Authority
2019,
ferry
its
services, we
GDP
have
grew
a
by more than
department called
8%
technical,
year-on-year,
you know,
and the
department.
rate of growth for
Thereby
personal
their job
disposable
is we
income
have
has exceeded
electricians
10%.
there, and we
For
have
both urban
engineers there.
and rural
And
residents.
these people, their job is purposely to monitor these rams and the ferries.
Many people
to
are
always be
concerned
in
about the
good
possibility of
hands,
people
to
slipping
always
back
make
into
sure that there is
poverty.
safety
Although
at work.
overall lives are
And
getting
that is why
better,
we keep on
unforeseen
also
circumstances for certain
rehabilitating it
households
from
are inevitable.
2007 going
This
up to
April,
now.
we've set up a
In
detailed
September
mechanism to monitor
2020,
families'
a
economic
Senegalese
livelihoods
truck had
and to
its
provide
chassis
various
side
support
slip
measures.
while entering the ferry,
This is
resulting
partly the
in many
result
of the
of high
truck's
levels of
goods falling
investment from
into
both
the
the
sea.
central and local
The
governments
latest incident
aimed
that
at
struck
eradicating
fear in the
absolute poverty
passengers
here.
was when the ferry
Last
failed
year,
to dock after
2.6
several
billion US
attempts.
dollars went to a wide
Reporting
range
for
of
iAfrica
initiatives.
News, I am Ibrahim John.
And from the report, next we head to Nigeria, where the impact of the coronavirus pandemic has caused a shortage of bread in the country, leaving many to resort to other means. A bread baker in the capital Abuja attributes the bread scarcity to the significant increase in price of materials that led to the high cost of bread in the country. Experts say the depression is due to the government's failure to put in place a proper and adequate response. Let's have more details of that in this report.
Business has been slow for Ifeanyi Chukwu Levi, a baker in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. His monthly production volume of 1,000 loaves has been slashed by nearly 50%. That's the effect of rising cost of production, which has been fueled by a jump in inflation.
The cost of material is quite exorbitant. The flour, some time ago, not too long, we do buy it 9,000 something, 9,000 plus. Gradually, it became 10,000 plus. From there, during the COVID, we found out that the flour is now over 14,000. And the same thing with butter and the oil.
Apart from the hike in price of flour, the commodity is scarce. And to complicate matters, Nigeria doesn't produce enough wheat to meet local demand. All of this has resulted in a 20% spike in the cost of bread and scarcity too. Consumers are now seeking alternatives.
It affects everybody, it's not only me. There's no close substitute, but as a result of the hike in price, people resort to order food that they can, for example, during the breakfast and all that. So in my family, we are resort to yam, and even the price of yam is on the increase.
Food inflation has continued to rise month on month from 15.48% to 16% in August. This is as Africa's leading economy battles a series of challenges that include insecurity, poor infrastructure, and the fallout caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Experts fault the government for the downturn.
So the inflation problem in Nigeria is caused by the government out of misplaced policies and insensitive economic plannings that are not helping in resolving any situation. You are making efforts, but you are also coming up with policies that are countering your efforts. Efforts and counter efforts. This is what is playing out here. Government needs to take up its responsibility. When government is saying that they don't want to have hand in business again, I've not seen anywhere in the world that the government says it doesn't want to have hand in business. Even the biggest capitalist world, government still controls significant sectors of the economy.
Inflation rate in the West African nation hit its highest level in 29 months. Nigerians are spending more despite fixed income and a dwindling economy. And it doesn't seem like the trend would ease anytime soon. Economic watchers warn citizens to brace up for even tougher times.
From the report there in Abuja, Nigeria, we come back home because the National Assembly member for Oljundum, Honorable Abdullah Sise, through sports projects, the Gambia donated food items to John Lakunda and Sinchubalia communities worth over $60,000. Over 300 of households were affected by the heavy downpour that occurs on Monday evening and in the early hours of Tuesday morning. Ibrahim Akebi Sonko has more details of that in this report.
Rain has caused significant damage to the flood victims in Nemakunku and Tinchubalia, rendering many as homeless, and as a result, they took refuge at the community health posts and schools. Floods has been